Hello everybody, welcome to the AceMP, where we have many a thing. This is actually the reset version. There's even more stuff in the old one, and I have a video, or two videos in the old one actually. Yeah, I kinda accidentally ended the world there. Anyway. Say hello to the world tree, and the not less impressive world tree. Yeah, this is where everybody's journey on the server starts. And it actually looks better without my resource pack on, so like, give me a second. There it is. The world tree. And if we head on over this way, we have the shopping district. And the flag building. This is where you can get all your nice pride flags. We've got a lot of them. A big world map with... Wait, why are these on there? Wait. Hold on, I thought those are the ones I put on... blocks... These are all locations I put on my version of the map. Why are they here now? I have a copy. It's not the same map, right? Alright, we're just gonna ignore that for now. I might have to remove those at some point. But who knows? Anyway, welcome to the shopping district. We have many thingies. Here's one of my shops. Cash Creeper Goodies. I haven't actually restocked the lottery in a while. Or, well, not restocked it, but... Oh. Ha, wonderful. See, I haven't actually, like, updated this in a while, like, the times, so, people spent money on that. Oh dear, I'm gonna, like... Okay, I guess I gotta maintain that now. Anyway, we had an influx of new players recently, so I wasn't expecting to have to actually edit that, because it hadn't been used for months because of the lower player count. But yeah, this, they're all new. Wonder if there's any new ones underground. Because we have an underground section as well, where my other shop is. Because the rule is you can have one on the surface, one underground. Technically, I think this person's using 2 plots, and I don't know if that's, you know... I mean, it looks kind of cool, but at the same time, like... This is your shop, not that, so, I don't know. It's not my problem. And here is the Goodies Emporium. These were some old chests from a deal I had going with the shop across the street, but they were inactive for a while, so we kinda fizzled out the deal. Oh boy, I have sales. Looks like I'm out of axolotls. Yep. Alright, yep, we removed those from stock. We don't have those anymore. I think I sold Tadpole. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I sold tadpoles, mangrove roots, wood. And then second floor, because technically you can only have like 12 by 12 of space in here. However, there was no vertical limit. So you just go up a floor, boom, you can find like, oh, I'm out of diamonds. Okay, let's just restock those. Nope, that's the wrong box. Those are potions. Oh. So the way those work is you do slash P money, take, and you get the amount. Most of the shops use those, even though we have coins, because they're just easier to get. You don't have to go. You have to go slash P money take, and then go all the way up to the front to exchange them for coins. And here is our trader. They sell the thingies from around the world. Oh, they're out of stock in golden carrots. Ever since these new players have come in, it's like business everywhere. Wow. I sold literally nothing before. In fact, I don't think really anyone sold anything. Has that always been... Yeah, this is the little nether room. Not many sales here most of the time, but that's to be expected. It's below everything else, so you don't really see it much. But like, red catches your eye, and there's nether goodies, but you don't really need nether goodies that much. Got Deep Dark Shop. Alright, and is there any new things down this way? No. Most of these shops have been around since like first few days of the server. This is not new. Oh, so looks like someone built something here. Could use some decorating. Yeah, it's the new thing I helped someone else set up. Anything down this way? That's not new. Huh. Once again, I think technically this is beyond shop limits, but we haven't been really keeping track of that. Hello. Just calcite, eh? Well, I know where to get calcite then. And now, from this point forward, we're gonna follow my journey on the server because I don't really know about everybody else's. From here, I took a boat, went all around. Oh yeah, that's the prison. That's where I keep the bad people. And I first ended up here, in a place called the Cove. At the time, I did not know that name because I didn't know these people had claimed it first. But then I saw someone else here, and I was like, oh, hey, welcome! And they're like, hey, what are you doing on our land? And I was like, hey, what do you mean? And they're like, hey, get out! And I'm like, hey, no! And then I eventually got out because, like, I was one person trying to keep my claim over this area against, like, half a dozen other people. So a lot of people got quite annoyed with the Cove for taking up just so much area. Yeah. But for the most part, the towns are pretty inactive, at least most of the ones that were founded around the start of the server. And here, yeah! Here's my little enclave. Right. It's now, yeah, this is my first little starter setup, but now it's firmly inside Cove territory. And this is our, well, my old flag. I don't really go by that anymore. That little coastal town, I think this place is quite nice. And over here we find the, hold on, I want to make sure I don't crash if I enter this place flying. Because last time I flew into this place, I immediately froze and crashed because it's so horrible here. Welcome to Grenouille. This is the Temple of Granges. And here's the Book of Granges. It is a server religion, not a cult, I swear. And we sacrifice to the frogs. Why? Because frogs are the medium between the earth and the sea. And there's the artificial reef, and the little fishing boat, and the fish farm that one of the temporary residents in Grenouille built, and then it wasn't allowed on the server because of our rules. And then they never took it down, it's still there. And it still bothers me whenever I come here, but I can't take it down because it belongs to them. I don't have any lingering resentment, I swear. Only for the structure, not the player. And there's a house I sold someone, and then they, like, barely ever played again. They built the iron farm that's inside the castle, well, sorta castle, basically just a giant house. And here is the fossil we found in the swamp that Grenouille sorta claims. It was, like, it had deep slate diamond ore, and I thought that was super cool. It is related to axolotls. Here are the melon fields, those are the pumpkin fields. This is actually an artificial step terrace. A nice little gradient pattern. Fact, I didn't build this with the resource pack on, but I do think it looks nice with it. Now hold on to your butts, we might crash. This place is super laggy, like, all the time. And it's mostly because of mangrove roots, actually. Ooh, for a second I thought it would never load. Doesn't it look nice with this on? Oh, and then there's this ravine that I grew a mangrove tree in just to see how deep I could get it. And then it leads into this giant cave system, and from the cave system you can actually get into a little panic room. Yeah, it's nice. This was for if anyone ever invaded Grenouille and we lost. We did not get invaded, but we definitely lost. Oh, I should put my helmet on. That's why I was drowning so quickly. The normal way to enter this would be to go through here, swim up, go through here, and boom. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this stack is that, like, if you have a slab on dirt, you can kind of see it go through like that. Just, like, it looks kind of ugly. There's a tree house the person who built the fish farm has. I built for them. Welcome to the Museum of Grenouille. We have some maps over time. Here's the first day of the server. Yeah, it was like this half-built barn, a mangrove fenced-in area for the animals, I think. And we had the little dock area, which was cool. And we actually still kind of have that, it's just built upon. Then second day, we expanded a little bit onto this area, we put some trees. Trees aren't there anymore. The barn's fully built, but it will be quickly torn down because it doesn't look great. And we built a little place for the frogs, which is still there, and I'll show you in a second. Then the Capitol building, this one, was built. And it only took 7 days after the start of the server to build this whole building. Like, it's not huge, but it's pretty big. Especially for something that early. And most of it was left unused, so. And then the Swamp Peninsula is turned to island by an unknown person. Because basically, I added that little chunk of area right there to spawn slimes in the swamp. And then someone turned it into an island. Oh, and I built another house to... Like, that's a little bee thing. That's an island for a tree that, I'll tell a story behind that. Put some farms, yada yada. Got some palm trees here. And a gate. Because, tensions were rising with the Cove. We don't have a good history with each other, actually. And the... Hold on, how many days after the server start was that? So, about a month after the server starts, we have a canal to another city, which never actually got built. Yeah. That one. It never really got built. So it got like a tiny path and 2 houses, but that's it. And then barn removed, castle construction started. That's where the iron farm is. The military renovations are made. That's the dockyard, the barracks building, and the stable. Which is why I say this place is edited or whatever, because now it's got all these dockyards come off of it too. A lighthouse, and it just like got built up over time, even though it's still just like little docks and a little cove that we had. It was a naturally made cove too, which was cool. Oh, and I forgot to mention the watchtower. Yeah, someone broke in there and stole all the arrows because they thought it was a lore structure, which was fun. It was like, hey, where'd all my arrows go? And they're like, oh, I thought it was a lore structure, sorry. And it's like, well, it's right next to my base. And then, Temple de Granges, the one we saw, is built. And that was about the time when I quit the town because I didn't have enough money. I claimed all of this land in the town, and I was the only one paying for any of it, so I couldn't make enough money to uphold it, so the whole thing just kind of collapsed. And this is the naval flag. Because, you see, the story behind that is I accidentally made some upside-down flags, so when I started spreading them around the Cove lands, they were like, hey, why is your flag on our town? And I was like, that's not my flag's blue on top. And they're like, oh, sorry. And then I put this up to be like, yes, that's the Navy flag, not the flag of the town of Greenaway. And then this was going to be the flag of the nation, because you need, I think, like a certain amount of players to actually make a nation, and then you get like certain benefits or something, like some kind of tax. I think you can like incorporate towns. And originally we were going to make a nation with a few other towns around to kind of like make a proxy war almost, or just like basically we wanted to go to war with the Cove to make things interesting, and just like also they were kind of annoyed that the Cove was claiming so much land. This hasn't been updated in a bit, has it? Boom, updated. Yeah, so this place is abandoned because we ran out of money. And I went to go live as a hermit. But we got a nice meeting room, because I eventually expected to have to negotiate some kind of war that I accidentally started, or intentionally started. Here's my office, which I never did anything with, it was just there for show. Here's up here, we got nothing. This was going to be an embassy, but I couldn't figure out how to actually, like, make certain... Because basically, the way embassies work is that they go by chunk. So, for example, I'll show you the embassy we do have. Oh yeah, it's the villager workhouse. Where they all sleep. Most of them, at least. There's a parrot here? I'm nowhere near a jungle. Why is there a wild parrot here? Are you mine? Okay, we need to go find seeds. I have no idea why there's a parrot here, but... seeds. Melon seeds will work. Oh wait, hold on, I saw wheat seeds. Just not cocoa beans. Cocoa beans will kill it. Yeah! You're my friend now! Now this was the first house in all of Grandaway. It was my house. And here are my flags. I left them up because this is still sometimes my house. It's got furniture inside. And some brewing stuff that I never cleared out. In fact, I never cleared out a lot of stuff because I'll just come back here for resources whenever I need them. Got the enchanting table. I did a wizard thing for a while, that's why all the candles are floating around. Got discs. Actually got other side here. I should bring it over to my new place. And down there we got some stuff, some like farming stuff. Build farms out here. And here is the mangrove thing. It's like a tree with all the roots enclosed, so the frogs will stay in. I don't think I technically need this one, but I wanted to be safe, because they can jump. And I think it looks better too. See, here are the froggies. Look at him. I don't get why the normal mangrove frogs are white. Mangroves shouldn't spawn white frogs. Because, like, this is a desert frog, you know what I mean? But if you have it spawning in jungles and stuff, well... Like, jungles should have their own variant of frog. If you bring them there, it'll be, like, all colorful, like a poison dart frog. And here's a little fishy. This is where I would breed the tadpoles to put in the shop. This little bit and that little bit were expanded after a while because I just wanted to give them more room. My cats. Whoa, where are you going? Oh, that was weird. This is the old villager house, but eventually, people, like the villagers, would just kinda... Ow. Ow. And die, and I would lose them and be like, why am I losing them? And, after I started moving my trading stuff out to sea, because it was just, I was running out of room in here, and it was always super crowded, and I couldn't find the villagers I wanted, so I built an actual trading hall somewhere out there. Meanwhile, these are just the people who got left behind. Little beetroot farm in the basement, and... another farm up here. Still quite a few beds. But they were let out of the building, and now there's another house over there. This is actually a significant villager population here, even if all the players have abandoned it, and by all the players, I mean me. Llamas, horses. Our slime enclosure with no actual slime because the town actually blocks monsters from spawning to keep the villagers safe. But that also meant we couldn't have a slime pet. And we don't claim this area because, well, there's a zombie that was supposed to be in this iron farm, but despawned for whatever reason. And we needed that for the iron farm. We still have villagers in here, but it doesn't spawn iron golems anymore because the zombie despawned. To be honest, I don't like this place. Because I originally thought, like, oh, what if we made, like, the castle a giant house? But really, look at this. What does it remind me of? Well, it reminds me of my house on the last server. That was also a white house with a gradient that went from diorite to calcite to white concrete powder. Just with mangrove wood now, and a big base. There's a little fishing boat. I was a fisherman on the server for a little while. Then we have a jelly cat. And a little thing for our catches. And that ugly fish farm. And here is the tree. The story behind this tree. Basically, at the cove. Well, let me just go over there for a little second. That's a new island. Basically, they had this little desert area that didn't have anything in it at the time, but they still claimed the area. So I was like, hey, look, I built some nice amethyst trees for you. Don't they look nice? And they're like, well, you can't build the stuff here, it's our land. And I'm like, oh, you can have them. And they're like, no, I don't want them. And I was like, because I was still kind of being passive-aggressive, but in the lore way for them kicking me out. Yeah, so I didn't want to, like, actually be aggressive, but I wanted to, like, be kind of annoying. I'm good at being a little prick. Problem was, they didn't like me being a little prick, and I actually got a temporary ban for blowing a horn repeatedly in their territory at one point, and them getting really annoyed at me. It was all in the name of lore, though. I wanted to cause a war, because there was no lore happening, because we have historians who are supposed to do lore events, but the admins decided they wanted the players to initiate the lore events, but didn't tell the players that they had to initiate lore events. So no one was actually, like, we were all waiting for them to do the lore, instead of doing it ourselves, but we had to do it ourselves, otherwise it wouldn't happen at all. So, yeah, I think those rules were loosened up on recently, but still annoyed. Here's another little house. It's just a nice little thing. And you might be wondering, why is there so much bog? Yeah, this is where all the animals from the barn went when I had to kind of... In fact, this follows the exact dimensions of the old barn and fencing area, because I just dropped them in. Lime sheep are a lot lighter in this texture pack, and look at them all just trotting around. Little bouncy walk. Chickens, cows. Oh, parrot, come on, get out of there. Here are the axolotls. We don't have any blue ones. This is where the babies would grow up. In fact, I'm not sure there are actually any blue axolotls currently in existence on the server. These trees were grown here when I abandoned it because I wanted to play up the fact that, like, I abandoned this place. I moved elsewhere. Now, if this place is such a large villager population, why are there so little of them? Why does it appear that they're, like, they're kind of sparse? Well, I'll tell you. This was the old barracks building. I was working on enchanting this stuff and making a dog army. Here's the little military dockyard. Well, where did all our villagers go? They went up here, and there are more villagers here than beds, so I can only assume that 2 got up there. 1 of them had food, they bred a bunch, and then the other ones kept coming up here. And this is not my problem. I don't own this town anymore. They can deal with that on their own. Look at that cute little kitty cat. There's the Canal de Marais. We can ignore that. Now, look. And, hold on, I'm just gonna show you my trading hall first. We got the trading hall over here. It's also where I grow all my trees and bamboo. Well, not all my bamboo. In fact, not even most of my bamboo. I just have it here for the sake of having it here. Yeah, here are trees. Here are everything else. There's a villager breeder, the trading hall. I brought my good deal people, but the other ones got left behind because I wasn't actually that intent on taken them. Oh, and at one point I also tried to, get all of my villagers deported because they were getting annoying and in the way of everything and I didn't have room for them or whatever. So I hired the Cove to kidnap all of my citizens, my villagers, and they didn't get all of them, they only got most of them. They left a few behind, and those few bred into the ones that you saw over there now. Anyway. Welcome to my hermit village. Well, not village, but like my little cottage. It's got everything you could possibly need, a lore structure that I built. It might have some kind of lore book inside, I'm not sure. You might just have to find out. I've also got my pride flags again. This is my house. Got a library over here. It's like a little cozy little area. Look at this place. And it connects into my lava farm, which is like a meditation tower. Because you see, after I abandoned Grenouille, I went back to being a wizard. I am a wizard. This is my brewing stand. I got invisibility, don't ask why. Those are just decoration. Healing candles, which are the red ones. In fact, I wrote a book on what every candle does. I am the, in-lore, you know, I'm the wizard. In fact, if we go into my library, someone actually stole one of the books from me at one point, because they thought this was a lore structure too. And then I gave it back after realizing that it was normal. I've got all the lore books I've written. There's quite a few of them. Here's the Grange's book. Here's an old tale from Beyond Land. I don't think I put that anywhere. I think it's just here. And here's the candle book. We got all the different ones. Also, I was surprised to find out these give out a redstone signal even when you don't have a comparator next to them, which gets annoying because whenever you turn page, it's like... You got a little chair you can sit in and read your books. Got a clock over here. It's just a little decoration. And our enchanting table. And over here we got the forge. The orange can- oh, that's dangerous. That's our mine. Nothing's down there. Get some honey blocks instead of actual lava here, because I don't want this catching on fire. Here are our various forged magical swords. And our forge, and here are the candles that keep the furnace going, even though it is completely enclosed from the air. Because you see, these basically make fire burn hotter, makes it burn without oxygen or fuel. Well, no, I think it still needs fuel. I don't know, I'll have to check back what I wrote in the book. Here's our map room. This is our version of the map. And here's the banner that I have for Hermit Landis. That's what I call this place. Little place. This is where I named banners. Apparently I've used a lot. Got some cushions and some candles, a several meetings. We got a fridge full of honey ale and wheat loaf. And up here we got our nether portal. I actually built this before the whole Rift storyline in the server, so I like to pretend that I'm a trendsetter. And we got little space candles, they teleport between dimensions. I'm missing a sheep. There's supposed to be 5 of you. Anyway, also we got a horse. We got horses in the house too. Got bees, got carrots, we got potatoes and wheat, and all the nice stuff. Excellently. Well, I didn't kill a chicken. I think it was a skeleton that shot her or something. I made a gravestone for it. Because it's an egg chicken, I didn't intend to kill it. It's a decoration, almost. And a little path over to this castle village. I built some houses and the castle for the villagers, but they all own it. I am not in control of them whatsoever. Someone left an unattended nether portal here. I have no idea who built this. And honestly, I kind of don't care. This is the Champ d'Orage. The Valley of Barley. Hey. Move! I want to get upstairs. Thank you. We got a lot of unemployed villagers here, because I just pumped all of the houses with beds to make the population seem bigger. This is the biggest population center in a 1,000-block radius. And we got the castle. It's got another library with a meeting house and all that stuff. Like, we got the librarians down here, meeting room up here. Maybe just a hangout, though. We've got this little place where you can just kind of make food for the meetings and then eat while you're watching people talk. We've got crafting tables as a symbolic thing, like these guys are the builders of the world. Shelves, the lighting. And then we got the little monument here. It's filled with candles. And, I don't actually remember exactly what I kind of wanted to do. Like, theoretically, that's a fire candle, so it's fueling fire somewhere. Except it's not close to any, so it's probably not doing anything. These are healing candles, then the earth candles, the fertility candles, they make crops fertile and stuff. The water, the the interspatial stuff, portals and things. Yeah, it's just like, that's just like their magical monument. It's where they go to worship. And then we got this, like, weird stone display I built for some reason. Fountains, towers. Yeah. Just a cool little place. And if you're wondering why I built a canal through here, it's because I had to transport villagers from that town to get them over to Many Daddy, which is Amharic for village. Here's another little lore structure I built. There's no... well, actually, I think there is a book here. I think it's in that main building there. I built this nice little, like, chicken pen. I like how this looks like a slat fence. And because it's too tall, the chickens can't get over. Got the little houses. Workstations under a canopy. And then you got the natural areas. With the big trees. Flowers and melons and... I'm actually really proud of this one back here. I like this one. Look at it. Like the copper flowers. And the little bits of this and that. And I like these trees. For some reason. Yeah, so it's just a little village. Maybe I'll get an artifact or something by, for some kind of religious, mystical item if you complete their little journey. I'm not gonna give any clues, though. Someone's gonna find this, someone's gonna do something with it. Now, what else am I supposed to show you? I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Yeah, I could show you my other lore structures. At least the ones that are kind of out in the open. This is just a little dockyard for the continent. Someone started building over there. I'm waiting for them to, like, be like, hey, Who's that wizard over there, or something like that? There's a hut over here in the jungle on an island. It's kind of inspired by Polynesian architecture, but not really. I tend to just go, like, wild with whatever I'm doing. Whatever's floating around in my head at the time, but I think it's supposed to be, like, Polynesian stuff. Like the sloped roof and everything. Maybe we've got something in there, who knows? Maybe there's some stuff written in that book that you might want to read, who knows? What other lore structures have I built that people have already found? Well, I'll give you a hint, there's one near the cove that none of the cove members, despite being like 10 of them now, none of them have ever found. It's been there for months. And it's right next to their doorstep and not inside their borders, so, you know. But still, I would have thought someone would have found it. It's like right next to Spawn and the cove, and the largest population center of players in the world. So, like, come on. Yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to show you guys on the server now. There are some other cool things if you go searching around for them. Like, we got the / warp points that you can check out. But otherwise, yeah. That's the server. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm the Red Alien, and leave in peace. How have you gotten up there? I mean, I don't really know how to get you down safely is the thing. So, okay, I know there was a villager right around here at one point. What if they somehow made the weird, wonky trip up here, and... Alright, theoretically, at a walking speed, they could get onto this roof, and then plop down onto here. That's a weird and convoluted route, though. So, did they really do it? Or am I imagining that? Well, either way, you need to be a functioning class of sight. Nope, they refuse. Alright. You have gotta be kidding me. How are so many of you up there?